Hey, how's it going? Joey Kissimmee here, founder of Slicer Apps and creator of Facebook Ad Slicer. Now, this is just a real quick welcome video to walk you through the entire Facebook Ad Slicer tool. Now, this is very important that you watch this video, especially if you're brand new to Slicer Apps, so you can get very familiar with how things work and where everything is at here. If you're an owner of one of our other slicers, then pretty much you're familiar with how everything works, so you can skip this video. But if you're brand new, please watch this entire video so you could get familiar with everything here, and you may find that a lot of the questions that you're going to ask are going to be answered in this video. Okay, so let's go ahead and proceed with the walkthrough. The very first thing that I want to show you here is right here on the right side of the video tutorials. It's important that you watch all these videos here first before you do anything else, okay? And especially this one video here that says watch this video first, which is hopefully the video that you're watching right now, okay? And this section here is just the basic fundamentals of how to create a Facebook image ad using the Facebook Ad Slicer, okay? Now, to play these videos is real simple. All you gotta do is just click on this little thumbnail, the video right up here. I don't know if you heard that, but it'll start playing immediately. The second one, the 4 steps to creating your first image ad, and then right down here, how to use a pre-made Facebook image ads. Now, these are pre-made image ads that we create for you that you can use. These are templates created by us, by either image ads that are actually working right now for us, or ones that we're split testing, and even templates that our own Slicer members create and just were kind enough to give to us to share with everyone else. All right, so we'll show you here in a bit where you can get those templates and how to use them in this video, okay? But I know you're gonna like that a lot, especially if you're new here. You're going to want to use these templates as a guide to help you get real familiar until you get to know or learn how to create your very own custom image ads, okay? So the second thing that I want to show you here is right here in the dead smack center is the actual slicer. This is where you're going to be doing all of your slicing and dicing and creating your image ads, okay? Now, right here, I like to go ahead and just drop my images like so, okay? You can do it any way you want. You could either drop your images like so, or just upload an image right by using this little button here, which we're going to get to in a sec, okay? But this is where you're going to be creating all of your image ads, okay? Now, we have 3 different image slicers with different sizes, which are the ones that Facebook recommends, right? Which is the desktop, the mobile, and then that big 1200 one, all right? And then right here, you'll see the 3 buttons at the top, and just to get access to those, whichever one you prefer, the one that we're on right now is the desktop. Then the next one is the mobile version, which is like 560 by 292, and they're always changing it, so it may be, depending on when you watch this video, it may be smaller or bigger, who knows. And then the next one is the big 1200, which I know a lot of people like to use the huge one, right? And this one, make sure you watch the video for this one, because this one is different. You can see the layout's totally different there. And then you can zoom in, zoom out, reset the canvas. But that's the big 1200 by 627 that they require. And as you can see, it's just, you know, it takes up mostly the entire screen there. So if you got one of those small little 12-inch, 13-inch screens, then you might want to just zoom out a bit and start creating your images there. But please watch the video on this first before you create the images on this one, okay? And then the mobile one obviously is a little bit smaller there. It's the same template as the desktop one. The desktop one is the one that I always use, and this throughout the tutorials, this is the one that I'll be showing you guys, okay? So the next thing I want to show you is right down here. This is just a step-by-step on how to create your image ads. It's just in a text format. It's just simply laid out, okay? It's the same thing as this one here. The only difference is that in the video I go into more detail on how to do things, okay? But if you're starting to get familiar with it and just need a fresh reminder, that's how to do it. Right here, click here to download your Facebook ad templates. This is what you're going to use. These are the pre-made templates that we create for you, and as we create them, as our Slicer members give them to us to share with everyone, we're going to be adding this. And of course, we're going to be emailing you guys and letting you know, hey, we've got new ad templates. Go ahead and download a fresh batch of them. Okay, so this is where you're going to want to download them, and we'll be showing you how to do that in this video here. Okay, and then right down here, you know, show some love, please. Okay, and then if you're into making some money or whatever, you know, you want to make your money back or whatever, right here we have an affiliate program which is handled by ClickBank, and then you just follow the steps there to, you know, go ahead and get your referral link. Okay, now the next thing I want to show you is the menus and the buttons. Okay, and these are very important that you really get familiar with these, because this is how you're really going to get your own, start creating your own little thing. Your own image ads. Okay, so right up here, this is the main menu. Here we've got the ones to change the background color. Here you see a little color wheel there. We got this little button to add the images, and again, you could always just drag and drop them like I did right there. Okay, the next one is to add text. The next one is just to free draw if you're into that and you got a nice little steady hand. So you can see I don't. Okay, right there, undo if you don't, you know, want to change or don't like what you did here. And then the delete button, the little X, you just choose on the layers here and then just click on whatever that you don't want and you just delete them. Okay, now this menu here changes depending on what you're working with. Okay, so let's say you add an image, and we're going to click on this layer here. You see that the image, the menu changes. So we got a cropping menu, you know, flip horizontally to do that there. So you could play around with it any way you want. Okay, to resize it, you could actually just click Shift, okay, and then hold it on your keyboard, and then just pick on one of these sizes. And what you're doing there by clicking on the Shift and holding it is you're keeping the image size proportionate. If not, then you know, if you want to do this here, just do not click and hold the Shift key, and you can do all that stuff there. Okay, and then all, you know, the opacity, so you could do that here. We got the opacity feature here. A lot of people like doing that. Okay, align to get this straight and so forth. Okay, so and then again the delete button if you want to delete stuff here. Okay, and then the same thing with the text. The text, you may notice that again the menu changes. So right here, let me go ahead and drag this. I'll explain what these layers are here in a bit, but right here, the text, make sure you highlight the text, and then right here you can write whatever text goes here and so forth, and then you can do whatever you want. The fonts are right here. Change the image, the font size, center, right, whatever, italic, underline, and so forth. Just your basic font functions there, your font colors there, and so forth. Okay, so that's how you do it. And pretty much the text and the image ads work the exact same way as far as resizing them goes. Okay, but yeah, that's how the menu works here. They change depending on what you're working on, whether it be the image, text, or deselect the button here to work on the background, or, you know, to get to the main menu. Now let's go move on to the buttons here. The buttons, we added a new one specifically for Facebook, because if you're familiar with Facebook advertising, you know you have to upload an image that's in compliance with Facebook, especially with the grid tool. Okay, the grid tool, they have their very own, but it's a pain in the butt to create the images, then upload it into their own grid tool, and then if it's not in compliance, you have to go back to the editor and do that whole step again. Well, we created our very own grid tool, so once you're done with your image ad, you can actually go in here, okay, you know, click on the show grid tool button here, and it'll open up the grid tool as you see there, and then just click on the buttons wherever the text is, and right here there'll be a little number that goes up and lets you know what percentage of the image ad has text. And if you know Facebook, you know, I think they tell us to be within the 20%. So this will let you know and help you if you're in compliance. And that way you have to skip that whole step of having to upload it to their grid tool and so forth. So this tool right here is a huge time saver. I know it is for me, and I'm just loving it, and our customers are loving it. So yeah, definitely once you're done with it, you know, make sure you go here, make sure you're within the 20%, and then if you need to edit, you know, you just pick on that thing and resize it or do whatever you have to stay within the 20%. You see right here, I'm just about over 20, but you get the idea. Download button. It's just that once you're done creating your image ad, you just click on download. It'll download in a PNG format, which is perfect for Facebook. And then you just upload it to your Facebook image ad, and then you start advertising on Facebook, all right, with that image ad. Save project. This is a very cool project. If you're familiar with Photoshop or GIMP at all, and are familiar with their PSD file, which is just a format that's only available for them, and you could save the project for later use. This is the same thing. We have our very own PSD form file, which is the FBSL file. This format will only work here on our slicers, okay? But this allows you to save your project. Let's say you're not done with it, you have something came up, you could save it on your computer and then upload it again, okay? And you could start editing it again, or you can create your very own templates like I do here. We create our own templates, and then we just go ahead and put it back in here. That's one of our templates that we use here that we got the Rick Mulready template here. Okay, that's a very popular one. We also have the Porterfield template here, which is another popular one. So basically you could create your own templates, okay, and then just save them, and then just like I did, upload them and edit them any way you want. Okay, now these are pre-made templates that we create for you, and again, that'll be on these downloadable files here, okay, and also on the video tutorial on how to use those templates. And then right down here, these are the layers, okay? Again, if you're familiar with Facebook, we're talking about Facebook, right? But if you're familiar with Photoshop at all, it just works the exact same way. These are just layers that you could stack on top of each other and so forth. If you have multiple images like so, let me go ahead and add another one. Okay, you see how we got those in our front? You could actually pull them back and and just start stacking layers and do some pretty cool stuff. You can do some amazing stuff with this tool. It's a web-based Photoshop. The only difference is that Photoshop is really extreme, and this is just plain Jane. Has just it has just what you need to get the job done, and that's what I like about it. And a lot of our Slicer members love this too. So that's pretty much it for the walkthrough, folks. This is just to get you familiar with how things work, where everything is at, how to get things going and working. But the most important thing here, guys, is the video tutorials here. Make sure you watch these tutorials. They're pretty much straight to the point. This is probably the longest video that you're gonna watch. Everything else is just straight to the point and letting you know exactly how to do this, how to do that. Boom, 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 boom. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so if you have any questions, you could always contact me at support, and I'll be right there as soon as I can to help you out. All right, so that's pretty much it. This is Joey Kissimmee. Peace. I love you free, and I'll see you on the next.